Hello, everybody.
Howdy! And yes, here we are with the much
Finally
anticipated nail in the coffin. This is going to make Watchtower be reminded of just how many people are leaving the Borg.
Yes, and thank you so much, everybody, for contacting us. And my goodness, so many of you newly awake and newly out. And first of all, I am so sorry if we've missed anybody. And if we don't mention your name, just send me an email that says nail and coffin in the subject line, because sometimes, it doesn't say that. And so it has to wait until I cycle through and actually see the email, which may take a while.
So, okay, without any further ado, because I'm sure they've been all anxiously waiting, dear.
So if I counted this correctly, we have 41 pins and then 8 old-timers.
Yes.
And I just want to explain that the pins are for those that left after 2014, since that's when we started the coffin lid. And then the old-timers is for those who have left before 2014. And then we have a little heart here for those who studied and never went and became a Jehovah's Witness. But we're going to include them because it was a study stopped.
A study stopped, exactly.
Yes. So without further ado, we are going to start with 3 kind of fuchsia color.
Right up here, friends.
Okay, this is for Jenny, Ray, and Pam. And they just disassociated themselves April 1st, 42 years in. So they were in as
long as we were.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, family of 5. James, Nayeli, Naomi, Elijah, and Isaiah, and that's the yellow. Okay, then we've got 4 green. This is for Jennifer, and I didn't get first names for the rest of her family, but it is her 2 parents and her brother.
Nice.
So that's the green, and then we have a peach color, kind of a coral color. That is a mom and daughter. It is CC and SN. Okay, and then we have a navy blue. Okay. And I know we don't usually do last names, but they wanted to be known as the Bracey family. And it is Herbert, Anita, and Herbert William, their only begotten son. Then we have 5 white pins. Yep. Okay, this is a family. It is Ivan, Jackson, Jason, Jasmine, and Jillian.
Nice.
I'm sorry if I mispronounced your names. Okay, now we are going to go to the .of.jw.org because this is actually a friend of ours that we have known for a long, long time.
And all I have to say, brother, is really green on a white dot. Really?
I know we didn't have an olive green, so this is as close as you're going to get it.
Exactly.
Yes. Now, many of you know him as Truth Shark. And so wanted to just give a little mention here, a little history of himself. 4th generation, born in 46 years being a JW, Pimo in 2012, and walked away and successfully faded in the beginning of 2013. Covert activist against Watchtower Corporation ever since, never to return to the lies, deception, and hypocrisy of the Watchtower ever again. And the reason we're not using his, real first name is because he still talks to some in his congregation. So, okay. His email again: you suck, Watchtower, and are a tool for the New World Order in creating puppets to be easily handled by all involved for your ruling agenda. And COVID-19 just so happened to be another tool to control, lie, and deceive JWs into thinking this is the end when it is not.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly.
Yes. So then we're going to go up to the top to a black pin. Okay, this is for David. Okay, and then we have Connie F. She wanted purple. And her son will be an old timer on here, so happy, Connie woke up. So then we have Catherine C., a clear red.
Right here.
Okay, and a yellow pen. Susan. Then a dark blue.
Yep.
And I believe you pronounce your name Ozzy. It's either Ozzy or Ozzy. I think it's Ozzy. Clear green.
I'm going back right over here, friends.
Yeah, this is Mike. And we're so sorry we missed you last time because he actually sent me an email a while ago and we forgot to put him on the last one. So we're sorry about that. Okay, then we have a clear one. This is for Pete. And then we have a teal one.
Yep.
This is for Riley. And he is also started a YouTube channel, Jexit. Jexit.
Yep.
There we go.
I've enjoyed your videos tremendously.
Great
Love-
videos.
Love to see your insight on things.
Yes, he has a very healing spirit,
Yes.
and I mean, talking to the Jehovah's Witnesses, and you can just feel, that he just genuinely cares.
Yeah. Just a little side thing here. I wonder how long it's going to be before you start using the term cult.
Sometimes it takes a while.
It does, because the thing is, we have to realize that, the word cult does carry negative connotations, but it's a shortened version of culture. And what Jehovah's Witnesses are is they are actually a culture. We all came from a culture. And in the ex-Jehovah's Witness community, we are what you would consider a subculture.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be interesting to see how long it's going to take before, he gets comfortable using the
Yeah.
word cult.
Well, I mean, I know I'm going to digress here away from our list, but, look at Steve Hassan, and many of your psychologists have the BITE model.
Yeah.
Behavior control, information control, thought control, and emotion control. That is their basis, and a difference between a cult and some other organization. And we see so many organizations who actually fit that BITE
Yeah.
model. So technically they would be called a cult.
Yeah, and there again, it's still a culture, and that's what really it is. It's a culture.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Sorry about that. Back to the list. Okay, we have a red one.
Right here.
Dora. Okay, and then a white one. This is for Cameron. And I'm so sorry to hear about your wife. I mean, his wife was going through a heck of a time. And what did the elders do? They disfellowshipped her instead of helping her. And she
Yeah.
passed away. So,
Our
so sorry.
condolences.
Yes. Yep. And the congregation has done nothing. Nothing. So the good thing is it helped Cameron wake up to see what this organization really was.
It's the love of the brotherhood that actually did it, Watchtower. Oh yeah, the love. Can you
Yeah.
feel it? Yeah, Jesus said, all will know that you are my disciples. But
Yeah.
when you don't have this love, Watchtower, what does it do? It gives Kim and I a golden opportunity to show what culture you people really are. What kind of a culture you guys are growing.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is a lot of these waking up, it's Watchtower's own doing. It's the
Yeah.
congregation and the brothers and sisters' own doing that is waking some of these people up.
Yep.
Yep. In fact, I just had an email this morning from a JW that's just waking up. Hi, sweetie. Thank you for contacting us. And, I'm anxious to see what it actually was. But it's all these things they're seeing within the congregation themselves. Okay. Blue. This is for Breezy. Okay. Hot pink.
Back
This
over
is
here.
MMA. Dark blue for LD. Lavender for Kim. Silver for TB. And then a coral color
Yep.
for C. Yellow, EC,
Yep.
clear red, CY. So that should be 41. And then we've got 8 old timers. This is for Ike. 2 sisters, Stella and Hannah. Hi, sweeties. Okay, and the next ones I've actually known almost my entire life and recently reconnected. And so, love you guys, and I've known them since I was a kid, so we're very happy to add them to the old timers. This is a mom and daughter, is Dawn and Jasmine, and then Grandma Lee. Yep. Well, it's actually Dawn's mom, but Jasmine's granddaughter.
Yeah.
And my adoptive aunt, so love you guys. Okay, and then we have an Aussie and non-coin collector.
Cool.
Yeah.
Welcome to you guys' freedom. This
Yes.
is always such a pleasure for Kim and I to do. And again, if there's anything that we can do, we have a library back here that's, very condemning of Watchtower.
Yeah, and because all the archives on all these websites are being taken down of this stuff, this is why it's so important for us to have the hard copy and to have all these scans. And just put need help in the subject line, and I'm always, willing to help with whatever, I possibly can. So, you guys all want to hear about some Watchtower property tracking numbers? Adam came up with the Watchtower property tracker, and he's done all of this for us. And I'm going to put the link down below to the actual Watchtower property tracker so you can see the spreadsheet yourself. And we have 915 properties now. And I want to thank you ladies that are helping me so much. There's 4 of you now helping me out, and we've got a huge list of addresses of every Kingdom Hall as of back in 2012. And these ladies are going through this list and helping me state by state, checking these. And many of you who are sending me emails with property listings and Kingdom Halls that you know about. So we're always happy to get that information. So yeah, we have 915 properties now. And Adam did the totals for us for the month of July. For the month of July, we added 79 new records. 28,259,000 in extra value for a total of the Watchtower property portfolio of $2,691,677,000. And like I said, I'm going to put the link to that Watchtower property tracker so you can look at that yourself. And if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see the link to the spreadsheet so you can look at these themselves.
When Watchtower's playing with these kinds of dollar figures, no wonder somebody like J.P. Morgan would just run right out and, loan money to Watchtower because they see the return on their investment, via interest on these loans.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, I updated our website, Watchtower.exposed, and I'll put the link down below to that also because I added a link because that document, that last video we did with that document, I went to the Kingdom Hall Trust UK charity website and looked underneath that, and there was 43 charges under that, and I don't totally understand, but I asked Mark Latham, thank you Mark very much, and it's kind of a loan with like conditions on it, a property that would have a lien against it. But under Kingdom Hall Trust, they have 43. And what's interesting about that, it gets our spidey sense to tingling, is that some of those listings for the creditors is the Watchtower Bible Tract Society of Pennsylvania. And those are not showing on this website as paid or satisfied, I think is the word they use. So they're still outstanding.
Appears to me like Watchtower is loaning itself money and it's getting the Jehovah's Witnesses to pay back the in-house loans with interest. Wait a minute, they did that with the Kingdom Hall stuff, didn't they?
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. If you brothers and sisters have extra money in your congregation bank accounts, loan it to the Watchtower under the conditional loan arrangement, and then you can get it back anytime you want. But you gotta pay interest on that money. So you get it back anytime you want, interest free. No, not really. You're gonna pay interest on that money. We have documents proving it.
Well, what's interesting about that is I had an email yesterday, I believe, from a PMO/Zemo, who was having an argument with their JW wife that they never charged interest on their Kingdom Hall loans. So I was very happy to send him the screenshots for the Kingdom Ministry on that one, because yes, they paid up to 6% interest, and it was actually mentioned in several KMs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Religion. It's a snare and a racket.
Yes. Now it's interesting because while I'm talking about the Charities UK website that I was on, I just happened to type in International Bible Students Association, because we know that's another corporation they use in the UK. And just normal stuff. And I just want to say that none of this stuff they are doing is illegal. You know, some got the wrong impression that we were trying to imply they were doing something illegal. None of this is illegal. You know, most businesses do this.
But you have to wonder, in their religious concept, why isn't Jehovah doing it? Why are they going to go to Satan's system to get financial help? And there's where the bullshit lies right there.
And that's the point we were trying to make, you know, is why do they have to go to the banking cartel, Satan's banks, to get money? You know, especially when they tell the, you know, lay members, like Gillies called them, you know, donate because we are totally based on donations. No, you're not.
Which is a lie. But yet, what about the scripture, Jehovah's Witnesses, in the Bible that says, do not be owing anybody a single thing except for love? But yet you owe J.P. Morgan $20 million.
Well,
because of this loan. Well, but
we don't know the figure, but
whatever the hell the money is, the principle. See, we all got indoctrinated. Well, the Bible doesn't say this specifically, but there's a principle behind it, and that's what we follow, the principles. So yet you Jehovah's Witnesses listen to your governing idiots condemn Satan's wicked system and thing, while all along they're borrowing money from Satan's wicked system of things. What about the principle? What about the principle that don't be owing anybody a single thing, but yet they owe these banking cartels?
Yeah.
They don't get it.
Yes, and you know, someone even said, well, I don't believe what George Maxwell was saying about an open bank account. Some of these corporate accounts, you know, since he was a business manager of a corporation back in the 90s, what a lot of these banks will do is you open a corporate account. Most of them will set a limit.
Right.
Let's just say, for an example, $50 million. So you do kind of have an open account, but it's set for like a certain amount. You know, so I don't know if it was just open-ended to where Watchtower could spend whatever they wanted. We don't know. But there is such a thing as a corporate account that basically they give you, you know, a book of blank checks and, you know, you write it for the amounts you want.
Well, look at when we opened up our business here in New Mexico. What was the first thing they offered? Not much, but, you know, here's a couple $1,000 we're going to put right into your bank account right now that you can do whatever you want with. And I said, no.
Yeah.
So they do that.
Yeah, and every once in a while we'll get a letter for our business account saying, you know, you can borrow up to such and such amount. So, you know, this is what they do for business and corporations. So,
exactly.
You know, I know this person was from another country, but this is what they do here in the United States. So it wasn't a, you know, stretch for us to believe that, because we do know that's what they do here in the United States for these corporations.
Especially when it comes to a religious corporation, especially a printing company posing as a religion, because the more books they could sell, the easier it was to, pay back that open-ended account. I mean, stop and process the depth and process who and what Jehovah's Witnesses really are. They're not a religion.
See, and the thing is when you look at it from a business, the banks would look at your income that you have coming in. So if you have like $900 million coming in just on your stocks and investments, and then if you've got like $1 billion in donations coming in, well, of course the bank is going to loan you money. They'll be begging to loan you money because they can see that you have this flow of income coming in.
And think about this too. I know a lot of us have forgotten about this. But if your printing company, posing as a religion, has a new product that they are using, that they could print multiple magazines in multiple languages at the same time, the MEPS system, for Christ's sake, what kind of value would anybody put on that system? Do you know what a hunk of gold Watchtower was sitting on with that MEPS system? Because they were the only religion, the only publishing company in the world that had that technology. So at any whim, Watchtower could have sold that and made trillions upon trillions of dollars with just that. But we all forget about that little business deal, don't we?
Well, we know of several things that they probably hold patents on.
Exactly. The whole thing is you go back and search Watchtower literature. They had other publishing companies begging for that pattern on that MEPS. That became Watchtower's cash cow right there. Don't forget those things in the past, friends, when you start seeing all of these dollars showing up in other places of Watchtower.
Yeah. Now, something else that I ran across when I was on the UK Charities website is I went to the International Bible Students, and I've clicked on documents or filings. I can't remember, what the tab says. But I clicked on this, and this was the latest document file for the International Bible Students. It's dated July 23rd, 2020. And I'll just read this. I'll put the screenshot here while I'm reading this. Companies Act 2006, Special Resolution, Company Number 136726, Company Name, International Bible Students Association. On 23 July 2020, the following special resolution was agreed and passed by the members. Notice shall be given to the relevant authorities in Uganda that the company shall cease to have a place of business in Uganda, and all necessary steps shall be taken to cease operations in Uganda. Number 2, the company's attorneys appointed to hold power of attorney for the company in Uganda shall have all necessary powers and authority to effect the cessation of the company's business in Uganda. Date July 24, 2020, and it's signed Stephen Simons. What the heck? What the heck?
Interesting. The International Bible Students is no longer going to conduct business in Uganda. See, do you catch the words? Business, business. They're admitting they're not a religion. They're a business.
So, we're not sure exactly what this form is. So if anybody knows, put it down in the comments or email us, either one. So are they moving it to another corporation of Watchtowers? We don't know. Are they going to be using Kingdom Hall Trust?
Exactly.
Are they going to be using the Christian Congregation of Jehovah's Witnesses? Are they going to be using Watchtower and Bible Tract Society? They have so many corporations of names they can use and switch to. Who knows? Something else I wanted to mention, back when we did the clips to the UK Commission, I just want to say, one thing we have to remember, this is just an investigation of them looking into, and if I understand this correctly, to Watchtower's charity status. Same thing in Australia. They're looking at their charity status. And, this is great, for exposing them and getting this out. But we have to remember, too, that all they have to do is, okay, let's say Australian Royal Commission and the UK Charity Commission goes after the Watchtower and Bible Tract Society, charity of Britain and of Australia, Asia. All Watchtower has to do is just move it all over to like the Kingdom Hall Trust, which is a tax exempt, charity status also, or any of those corporations. They just have to move property over, like the Kingdom Hall Trust. So these commissions would have to go after every single one of their charities that they use in order to be effective.
Yes, they do know exactly what Watchtower's doing. They know the game that these people are playing. But keep in mind, Watchtower is not on trial. It's not a sink or swim type thing. They're just investigating them to see whether they deserve the charity status or not. And if they decide they do not deserve it and they take the charity status away, yes, that means they have to pay taxes on their money. But if all their money is being funneled away from the Watchtower and Babel Crap Society and going to the Kingdom Hall Trust, they can't touch that money.
Yeah, so, that's basically what we were trying to bring out with that last video with that document, is that if the properties are being transferred in the UK over to the Kingdom Hall Trust now, and it's the Watchtower Bible Tract Society of Britain that is under investigation, you can see,
Well, let's just bring it right down to what everybody can figure out. Kim and I are going to get divorced, okay? This is what's going to happen. I have a lot of stuff that I don't want her to get her hands on, especially my guns, my drums, and a lot of other things. So what I do is I take those properties and I sell them to my best friend or even my own brother for $1. Guess what? When I go to court and we're trying to figure out all of this divorce crap, she gets nothing. Why?
And assets.
Yeah. And why? Because I sold them to my brother for $1. Guess what? When everything is all settled, I go to my brother and I'll give him $5 and I get all my possessions back. That's all Watchtower's doing in all of this, guys, because it's business.
Yeah. All they have to do is transfer assets.
That's all they got to do. The best thing that any of us can do to hurt Watchtower significantly is do what we're doing. Taking the clips from these investigative things and putting them on our YouTube channels and putting our own little spin on them. Now maybe Kim and I spin doesn't cut it for somebody. Maybe it just doesn't do it for somebody. But put it on Winnie Vincent's channel, oh, it does it. Or put them on XJW Elder's wife, Jane Doe's channel. Oh, it does it.
See, and that's why there's, we need so many in this community doing videos, doing their own videos about this. Because, like someone just waking up. Mike and I know our videos are a little too loud and controversial.
They're not for everybody.
For them, and not everybody likes us, which is fine.
I get it.
But they can go to one of these other channels, And speaking of Vinny, I just want to mention, he did a great video this morning. It's called JW, Stop Waiting on Jehovah, Protect Your Children. And he brings out some very good points. He plays the clips from a Caleb and Sophia cartoon that JW Broadcasting did. Oh, it's been a while now, at least a couple of years. And he brings out some really good points about that.
And if you're a non-Jehovah Witness and you decide to go and watch that video, or even if you are a Jehovah Witness and you're just waking up, watch that man's eyes. You can see. Watchtower, you need to go watch that video and look at Vinny's eyes, because you know damn well he's talking directly to you, just like a lot of times I do. I talk directly to Watchtower. And a lot of the friends on the other side don't get what I'm doing. Watchtower does. So Watchtower, you go and watch Vinny's video and look at his eyes.
You could tell this
You can
really
see,
bothers him.
you can see that man's soul right there and how disgusted he is. The fact that you are not protecting children and you're getting all of this money interest-free.
Yeah, but his channel is Winnie Vincent, and the name of the video is JW Stop Waiting on Jehovah, Protect Your Children. And he's absolutely right.
He's right.
I'm just going to do one little spoiler. In this clip, it has Caleb going, stop, to a perpetrator. We all know a perpetrator is not going to stop and run away like they show in this clip. A perpetrator is probably going to put their hand over the kid's mouth and continue with their crime.
That's right.
So, and I also wanted to mention real quick, I Am Truth Seeker. She did a very good video that we watched this morning also about JWs and money. And very good point, sweetie. I haven't had a chance to leave a comment, so I just wanted to mention it here. Talking about money and how JWs really don't know how to handle money, don't know how to save. We were the same way in the 90s, when he had a very good job as branch manager for a rental equipment yard. We didn't save money because Armageddon was coming. So, we would just spend it. We never thought about our retirement.
Donate to the Watchtower.
Yeah.
Jesus.
We never thought about that. But I do know that I learned a lot about how to handle money from watching my JW parents. They were terrible at handling money. Never saved anything. Never saved for their future, nothing. If they got a chunk of money, boom, let's take the whole family to Disneyland type deal.
Yeah, and that's where I learned a lot about big, multi-million-dollar corporations and how they work, and how some corporations even have an open-ended bank account, because the business that I was helping manage was in the similar situation, but only on a smaller scale.
Yeah, exactly. But, she was absolutely right about JWs not being able to plan for the future, not able to handle money, not being able to save. There were so many things you wouldn't do to plan for the future because Armageddon was coming.
Or you're like a Earl Hall who starts the business Trimline. I worked for them for a little while. And then he gets so big that he puts Jehovah's Witnesses on the board of directors, and then guess what happens? His brothers screw him out of his business. I get it. I see how it all works.
Yeah, exactly.
Snare in a racket, and you put your trust in the wrong people.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Now, Jehovah's Witnesses thinks this is the beginning of the Great Tribulation, so they're selling homes and businesses and pioneering because they're preparing for the end. Well, they're not thinking of the future. Oh, well, what if this isn't the end? So, yes, sweetie, we know about Jehovah's Witnesses and money and that whole attitude. And also, it wasn't just the Black brothers, that had that...
that complex.
That complex. We know of several, others that had, that same complex, that same attitude.
Yeah, because, you grow up a Jehovah's Witness, and your only expectation in life is just to become an elder, maybe get lucky and become a circuit overseer. And of course, you want to go to Bethel and become a Bethelite, because then you obviously get treated differently. But yeah, it doesn't matter what the skin color is. Every male Jehovah's Witness, that's the only thing they have to aspire to.
And I think that's why so many of the elders and even ex-elders have a bit of an attitude problem, because they have nothing else going for them.
Yeah.
That's all they have.
Yeah.
That's all they have.
You wake up out of necessity, you see the bullshit, you can't stay with it, but then there are residual effects that take time to deprogram.
Exactly.
It does. It takes time.
Yes.
to do that. You know, how many of you have woken up and just been driving down the road 3, 4, 5 weeks later and saying, "Oh my God, what if Watchtower's right?" We've all experienced it. We all have this subculture that we're dealing with.
And let's face it, that residue is always going to be with us. So it's always going to be with us.
Yep.
So thank you so much, everyone, for watching, and thank you, everybody, for contacting us. And if you want to be a nail in the coffin lid, we've still got plenty of room.
And after listening to this previous rant about everything, I don't know if you guys really want your freedom or not. It sounds like it's almost too much of a bother.
No, there's many who are very happy.
Yes.
And I just want to thank all of you so much. You are sending such incredible emails, and we want to thank you for your love and support and the kind words. I mean, we're so happy that our videos have helped you. I mean, that's the biggest thing. I mean, that's where Mike and I get most of our joy, is just hearing that our videos have helped somebody. They've woken somebody up, somebody who's questioning now. You know, that's our greatest joy. So we always appreciate those comments and emails. And it just warms our hearts very much.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
So thank you so much for everything. And we're sorry we got a little behind on the nail and coffin, but it just took a while to go through, you know, all the emails and all the property, you know, information. Even though it just is like a 10-second, you know, information given to you, it takes a while to go through, you know, all of these documents and stuff like that. So, and emails and comments. So just email me at kimmymbrooks@gmail.com if you want to be on the coffin lid. Like we said, there's plenty more room. And we hope you have a wonderful week.
Bye.
Bye.